When infrastructure becomes invisible and you don't have to worry about it, life becomes better in many different ways. The examples that we use at Nutanix, for example, are around things like the power grid. We don't worry very much day to day about how the power grid works. We turn on a light switch, things come on. To take a different example, when we use Amazon Web Services or we use Google Search, we don't really have to worry about the compute infrastructure behind it. And that's what essentially makes public cloud very attractive for people today, is that they don't have to worry about how Amazon's building their infrastructure, they just use it. What Nutanix does is brings that kind of simplicity, that kind of invisibility of the infrastructure to the enterprise, so you don't have to move to public cloud to do the same things. You get the same degree of simplicity inside your private data center. You can focus on your applications and your users, which is ultimately the aim of IT, and not worry so much about the infrastructure.
Het onderwerp was om te kijken welke factoren er nu spelen rond de besturing van de IT, van de IT-governance. Met name dan voor de shared service centers, voor de lokale overheid. Er zijn een drietal belangrijke dingen geconstateerd. De ene is dat de CIO-rol over het algemeen niet is ingevuld of te weinig, waardoor er te weinig sturing en koers en visie is voor de IT. Dat is de ene. De tweede is dat het hele proces rond bestuur en besluitvorming van de shared service centers door de samenwerkende partijen toch wel als complex en als stroperig wordt ervaren. En de derde factor is dat ik heb ook een kwantitatieve meting gedaan naar het belang dat men hecht aan de governance en hoe goed men er denkt erin te zijn. En daar zit toch wel een flinke delta in. Dus er is ruimte voor verbetering.
The US federal government has been one of our earliest and most loyal customers at Nutanix. We've had very large-scale deployments with multiple agencies. The government in the US has a lot of different agencies. We're present in some very highly sensitive three-letter agencies that we can't talk a lot about. All I can say is that we're doing many different kinds of workloads with them. We're doing large-scale VDI, we're doing big data applications, we're doing server virtualization. We're in fact covering all of that with the US government. VDI is particularly interesting. It's one that we have essentially provided solutions for a lot of government agencies, including the Department of Defense. And the big issues with VDI always tend to be around how do you scale to really large populations. The US government employs a lot of people. They come into the office in the morning, 9 o'clock, they are all booting up their desktops. If that takes half an hour, that's half an hour of unproductive time. And traditional storage solutions have a lot of problems with that kind of a bootstorm environment. We do very, very well, so it's been fairly easy for us to get in and then expand from there into other workloads.
Ik zou de eigenaren van de shared service centers de tip willen geven om de rust, ruimte te creëren, zodat de shared service center kan groeien naar volwassenheid. Want in de eerste jaren moet er een organisatievorming plaatsvinden. Er moet vaak een consolidatieproject plaatsvinden. En dan ook nog een financiële taakstelling. Dat is gewoon te veel.